What's happening, good people? Welcome to the Wealth 100 Show. I'm your host, George Gilmore, and it's go time. Listen, guys, each week we bring on six-figure professionals and entrepreneurs who are winning in life and business. If you're ready to take your life to the next level, you found the right place. I need you to get into the room right now, guys. I'm putting you in the room with winners that will help push you towards your dreams. Finally, if you want to grow your business, grow your network, and live your dreams to the fullest, I encourage you to apply to the Wealth 100 Mastermind at thewealth100.com, where lives are being transformed through self-development and access to wealth-building opportunities. Welcome to the Wealth 100 Show. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Wealth 100 Show. I am your host, Mr. George Gilmore. Got my man, Isaac Blount.
Hey, George, how's it going, man?
Mr. Blount in the building. What it do, Mr. Sir? Mr. Sir. Listen, I'm calling Mr. Sir, Doctor. Where is this thing at? I want you to put this thing at. Who is he? Who is this guy, Isaac Blount, that we have in the building, guys? Listen, man, I want to thank you for coming in to the Wealth 100 Show. As a member of the Wealth 100 Mastermind, it's your obligation to be here, sir. That's
Absolutely.
first thing. That's the first thing. I mean, you're stumbling over words this morning. We got to get straight. Listen, guys, we got Isaac Blount in the building. Isaac is a real estate broker, owner of a bread routes, a real estate investor, owner of a peer support company, an instructor, and a PhD student, all at the same time.
Oh, man.
How you doing all that, friend? How are you doing?
One step at a time.
Come on, Mr. Multiple Streams. That's what I'm calling him, guy with all the streams. Listen, man, we're going to get down to business. Give us some background about Isaac Blount, and then we're going to get into it for real.
Absolutely. I am from Greenville, North Carolina. I am the only child.
Are you? I didn't ever catch that.
Yeah, only child. So it seems like I had to be creative. Mm-hmm. Going out in the woods. Grew up in the country, small town, from Greenville, but a small town called Grimesland, North Carolina.
Never heard of it in my life. Oh my God!
Don't even have a stoplight in there. Okay. Not even a blinker.
Really? Okay.
But we had great times out there, so I had to learn to be creative real early. Mm-hmm. So I was always raking leaves. I was doing whatever I could to make money. And of course, I grew up in the 80s. I'm a 70 baby, so I grew up in the 80s, and you know, I always want my Adidas, Run DMC, my Adidas, right? So that song came out. What did I want to do? I wanted my Adidas.
Okay.
So I had to go get them. Worked in the cucumber field, whatever it took to do it. And
I've never heard of a cucumber field, but I've seen some cucumber plants, but I've never been in a field.
You never been in a field?
No, not a cucumber field. No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in the country, but no.
Yeah, I've been.
We had tobacco where I'm from in corn. So.
I'm telling you, I picked them by the bushel. That summertime was over. I had enough to buy my own, but my mom said she would pay for half. So the shoes back then was $50 for some Adidas. I never forget them.
What color?
Hey, there was burgundy and white, suede toe, shell toe Adidas.
Oh my God, he's getting excited right now about those Adidas.
Hey, but I'm telling you, that kind of started my journey from there. So I just had this entrepreneurship spirit ever since I was young.
Okay, so you had the entrepreneur thing in you already. Listen, so you grew up in Grimesland. Is that Greene County?
No, it's in Pitt County.
It's Pitt County. That's what Greenville is in Pitt County. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm like Greene County. Where's Greene
It's
County?
right next door.
Okay.
Which is Snow Hill.
That's Snow Hill. Okay. That's what I said in that crowd.
Yeah.
I got you. So you grew up in that area. What high school did you go to?
D.H. Conley High School.
Conley?
Yeah.
I never heard of y'all, man.
Wow.
I really haven't. That's interesting. Okay. Went to high school there, and then after high school, what happened?
After high school, I ended up in the ATL.
Oh, you moved? Okay.
I moved to Atlanta.
Okay. Straight out of high school?
Straight out of high school.
What?
2 weeks out of high school.
What in the world?
I'm in Atlanta.
What in the world in your head said, I'm going to Atlanta? What year was this?
This was 1993.
You was right. Okay. What in the world made you say, I'm going today?
I'm going to school.
What did you do?
DeVry Institute.
You went to DeVry. Okay. All right. I thought you just packed up.
Nah,
I'm in the A. I'm in the A. I got you. All right.
but I was in the A.
I was going to say, you went to DeVry, but you were in the A.
I was in the A.
What were you majoring in at DeVry? Business. Okay.
I was majoring in business at DeVry. Didn't last long. Hey, you know. I've been 100 with you. What happened was I happened to come home from school one afternoon, well, one summer break or spring break or whatever break it was, and all my friends from high school, I was looking at those guys, and they was like, I said, man, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I said, you know what it is? No, I don't know what it is.
Oh, Lord. Mm.
Them guys had them fallen to that life.
Really?
And guess what? I liked it.
You did. Okay. You can go a little further.
Yeah.
You go where you want to go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go where you want to go with it.
Absolutely. I liked it. I got into it. Again, didn't last long. It never do with us.
Because it wasn't your thing.
It wasn't my thing.
It ain't who you are. It wasn't who you were.
That's
who
right.
You are.
So based off that, I know, hey, it wasn't pretty,
right.
but I made the best out of it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So another thing, I've actually been married for this year be 27,
right.
28 years.
Congratulations. Congratulations
Thank
on
you
that.
very much. So
you about to catch me. How many years?
28 this year.
Well, when'd you get married?
I got married at 21.
Bro, I got married at 22. I was like, wait a minute, you had to get married.
Yeah.
If you just, okay. Yeah,
Yep.
That's cool.
So, wife that stood by me through my ups, downs, highs,
Your
lows,
nonsense.
my nonsense, going through and all that stuff.
Well,
So
you got a good one then.
got a good one.
Yeah, that's what I tell people.
Absolutely.
Particularly if you stick with a young man early on,
Yeah.
and you stay with him, yeah, you got a good one there. You better keep her, okay?
Hey,
Look.
back then I ain't had nothing but a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
I was talking to my wife about that one day. I remember we were probably living on groceries were $40. We were buying $40 worth of groceries a week.
Yeah.
I can remember that. I was like, what were we eating at $40? Nothing. Nothing. So look, I ain't gonna get into all that. But anyway.
Well, I understand, yeah.
So what happened after you came back home, and then what was the next matriculation? What happened next?
For me, as far as once when you say
Once you got through your troubles.
my trouble,
Once you got through your troubles, my friend. What happened after that?
you know what? Hard work and dedication just kind of kicked in,
Okay.
and what happened was I was introduced to the tax business.
Okay, man, I forgot all about it. Okay, talk to me.
So I was introduced to the tax business. My uncle pulled me up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna show you a trade that you can use." And so we went into business together, and I mean, it just kind of blew up from there.
Got you. Okay.
Because I'm so personable. I'm a type of person
Dealing with
that
people. Yeah.
deal with people. From there, at the same time I was going through there, I got my real estate license as well.
So how long how long you had a real estate license?
So I had my real estate license since 2004.
Okay. All right. So
I've been
you 20 years in almost. Yeah.
Yep. So matter of fact, next year will be 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
And I've been in the real estate business.
So let's jump to the real estate business. Talk to me about right now. What's going on with you in that space? Who are you with? What are you doing in that space right now?
So right now, I'm dealing with a lot of investors as far as real estate is concerned. We're actually in the area today, just looking at real estate, looking at land. I have my lady that I call the land queen. She is a beast when it comes to land, finding land, buying land, selling land, and that's one of the things that we do. We're building on top of those lands, doing commercial stuff as far as, and I want to get more into the commercial space. Okay. As far as that is concerned.
Is there any specialization in the commercial space that you're looking at?
You know what? I'm trying to figure that out. Kind of exactly what that looks like as far as specializing. One thing I do know that my competitors, of course, is commercial renting, leasing, and things of that nature. In my area, some people got it sold up.
Okay, and when you say your area, what area do you speak of?
So, from Greenville, North Carolina, and I cover from Greenville all the way to Durham.
Okay.
So
right.
I got a good little space. You got a wide range there. Yeah. So that's why I'm so versatile, because I can be in the eastern part of North Carolina or closer to the western part of North Carolina when it comes to Durham area.
I got
so
you.
I have a base all the way from there.
Are you with a brokerage or are you independent?
So I'm currently with a broker, which is Keller Williams.
Okay.
But shortly I will be kind of stepping out.
Don't get in trouble on my podcast.
Hey.
Don't do it now. Don't do it. I didn't say it. You said
Absolutely.
I didn't say it. So, we have some guys. Look, Isaac is a member of our mastermind, and we have some guys that are heavy in the real estate space, and one of our friends is very heavy in the commercial space. Are you looking at some of the things? Because he does the shopping centers, the senior facilities. Because, look, I ain't going to get into that. We're in Eastern North Carolina looking at a senior facility in one of those little I forgot the name of the little town.
Hey, I'm actually doing the same thing when it comes to that as well. I was looking at assisted living homes.
Okay. Go ahead. I want to see where you're going with this.
So I was looking at assisted living homes. I'm just doing my research. So my wife's a nurse. She's been dealing with the geriatric community just all her nursing career, and so we want to. And my daughter's is going to Howard.
Okay, cool. She just graduated.
She just graduated.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, she's going to Howard. She's going to be a nurse, and her goal is to be a nurse practitioner. So based on that, I want to make sure that legacy lasts, right?
Okay.
So everything I do is not just for me.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm building for grandkids that I haven't even seen yet.
Your children's children.
That's it. That's what it's
I've
all
heard
about.
that somewhere before. I don't know. Some of you read some book and you might have heard about children's children. But anyway.
Absolutely. So, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to just build.
What was I getting ready to ask you? It slipped my mind. It was in this space. The assisted living. So when you talk about assisted living, what would that look like for you?
For me, it will be a assisted living facility looking for a minimum of 6 bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were on the residential assisted living.
Residential assisted living.
So we've studied some of the same things.
Exactly.
I'm harassing you right now. Our first home was an assisted living facility. They didn't call them assisted living. This was 1986, sir.
Okay.
85, 86. They were 5-bed residential assisted living right down the street now. We're just changing into a children's facility now.
Gotcha.
We're going to change it over. But that was our first one, so I understand that business. But there are guys, tell me where you want to go with that if you were to get into that space, because I'm going to give you another perspective on it.
So for me, to get in that space, what I want to do, so anything that I always think, I don't, like I said, I don't think about myself. So as I got parents that are getting older, and their friends are getting older, things of that nature, having a secure space for them or someone like them, right? Because I have a heart for the people. My wife has a heart for the people. So I'm just making sure that they have adequate facilities and adequate health care, because one of the things, the biggest problem in healthcare right now is staffing. It's finding the appropriate people to take care of your people.
Gotcha.
So we just want to make sure from that. So we'll love to have at least 2 or 3 of those facilities in areas that, that we can, one, provide a great service for, at the same time get paid. Because at the bottom line, we do want to get paid.
My challenge, I ain't gonna say my challenge around it, because we looked at it probably 3 years ago, going back into that space, but building them new from the ground up, 6 beds, custom. Because I don't know if you know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of our friends in other communities, they're building them, but they're building them to scale and to sell to institutional investors. Have you seen that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and for me, that's not my end
That's
goal.
not your end? Okay.
It will be, again, hopefully to pass it down. Right?
You.
That's the goal. Okay. Now, but who's going to say what's going to happen?
What's going to happen, yeah.
So if a large company, we got 3 of them, they come and say, hey,
right, yeah, because they buy them in 3s.
Yeah.
They call them 3s. They buy them in 3s.
Hey, we're going to offer you X amount of dollars and make an offer that we can't refuse. It's a possibility.
What's the multiple? Do you know the multiple on exiting those?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I need to find that out. But I had run into a builder. This is what he does. He's building 100 of these.
Wow.
100 of them, but he's building them.
Oh, I'm sure.
to drop out. But he builds for other people. But that's one of the big things. Where was that at? Out in Kentucky or somewhere. I seen them guys doing that stuff, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and there's always a model.
Right.
And my thing is, I don't want to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
I just want to take my wheel and put my spokes in it. So that's why I'm learning.
If you looked at the numbers on that, there's a guy in Wilmington that's building his second one. I'm gonna send you that property. It's very, very nice property. It's only like 3,600 square feet, but it's a 6-bed, but it's upscale. I ain't gonna say upscale, but it's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. But they're doing in Wilmington, because the rate changes per county.
Absolutely.
He was doing $4,000 to $4,500 per bed.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But you got to be in certain counties, because I know in the county we in, it's only like 3,100 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which kind of messes with the game a little bit.
And it kind of depends on, from my understanding, on what you have to offer. Right. So if you're, and when you start building more than 6 units, you got different levels of care.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right, from assisted living to more of they need a little bit more attention, things of that nature.
Yeah.
So
I like that 6-bed model.
Yeah, I like
the 6-bed model.
Like the 6-bed model. Just finding the property, the existing property, of something that I can convert. Those are one of the biggest challenging things right now.
You need to also. I've also had this conversation with Ken from our group also.
Okay.
We talked about it too. So
okay,
y'all might have some synergies there. Tell me what opportunities you see. We're in North Carolina right now.
Sure.
Tell me the opportunities you're seeing for people that want to invest in real estate. I'm regular Joe. I'm Dr. So-and-so. I'm a professor. I'm whatever. And I want to do some investing in North Carolina, because there's several ways to get to it.
Definitely several ways to get to it. The first thing I would tell a person that, hey, I'm thinking of investing. First thing I ask them, what does your credit score look like? First thing I was asking. Then I would ask them, well, how much money do you have? Don't take a lot, but you got to have some in our world, some skin in the game.
Correct.
Right? They want to know that you can bring something to the table. I'm seeing opportunities right now in short-term rentals. That means you can rent Airbnb, Verbo. You can do things of that nature. Medical rentals, things of that nature, especially if you're near colleges and hospitals.
Okay.
That's your bread and butter right there. That's a great way to start investing. Now, if you want to go a little bit step further, which will be fix and flip, it kind of depends on where you're at.
Yeah, definitely.
What you want to do is a little bit more into it, but it's more reward. That short-term rental, you don't have to put a lot into it. It's decent money. But when you're going to flip and fix and flip,
yes, sir,
a little bit more money you got to put into it, but more reward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
listen, I want to get to, since you do so many things, I don't have time all day to get everything, but we're going to talk about a little bit of it. You do a variety of things. You're the king of multiple streams. Some people say, I want to get your opinion on this. You're already doing this, but I want your opinion on this. A lot of people say, no, you need to get one stream going very, very well first, and then you build your multiple streams from there. Some people, there's an opposite thought around that. It's like, no, you can get your 2 or 3 things going at the same time. I run into both of those things. I've always been a guy that was always doing more than one thing. And sometimes the challenge is, man, should I have just focused on one thing or not? What's your opinion on that?
So I always tell people this is, I use an acronym FOCUS, right? FOCUS stands for follow one course until successful.
Gotcha.
Right? So this has worked for me. What I've always done is have my main business, right?
Gotcha.
Right? From that main business shoots out multiple other things.
Okay.
So no matter what, I know XYZ gonna take care of the bills.
Gotcha.
Now, if an opportunity comes that way, I have positioned myself. Now I can take a chance over here, and if I'm successful over here, that's that multiple stream that came in.
So you would say that you followed the one source first.
Follow one, absolutely.
I got you.
Because here's one thing I know, especially about the women that surround me, they want security.
most women want some security. Absolutely.
So to say I want to jump out here and if I got $100,000 and I got 20,000 doing 10 things, that works, right? But I need to make sure I got one stream that's always going to take care of the house. And
that's the challenge I see even within when we're running groups in our businesses and whatnot. When we bring in new opportunities, every so often, people get excited about it, and I don't want people doing 30 things. Sure. You know what I mean? I need 2 of y'all knocking this out. You know what I mean? And that's a challenge for us because we get excited. Absolutely. Especially if you're an entrepreneur type. Woo. You get excited. Oh my God, I can get over there and do that.
And so I have to be very careful because that's my thing. I will jump around, but I try to stay in my area. Okay. Right? My area is, honestly, it's not real estate, it's people.
Okay, I got you. Got you. So everything revolves around.
Right. So if I can educate, that's my goal. I want to educate. When I sell a house, whatever I do, I'm always educating.
You really are in education. Yeah. Across the board. Yeah.
So whatever I'm doing, I'm always educating. So one of the things I had to come up with what is it about Isaac? What is that thing Isaac? So I said, you know what? I came up with my own mission statement. My mission statement for people is I want to add value to people.
So that's it.
Add value to people. Now, in order to add value to people, first thing I have to do is I gotta like people.
That's true.
Everybody don't like people.
Yeah, I don't like people sometimes. I like them most of the time. I don't like them all the time. I had to work on that, man. People used to get on my nerves, but anyway.
So first thing I do, I gotta like people. Right. The second thing I have to do in order to add value to others, I gotta know what other people value.
Correct. That is true.
Right?
That is true.
So I gotta like people in order to add value. I gotta know what they like in order to add value. And last but definitely not least, I gotta continue to add value to myself.
You talking today. You're talking about something. I'm stealing that. I'm just going to let you know. So I'm going to ask you again when we get off. Now, what was that? I'm going to steal that for a class or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Like yeah. So, and I had to do some soul searching for that because I started out with this long list of things. What is your purpose, Isaac? What is it I want to do? And I came to it is I want to add value to people. I want to add value to others.
We're very similar in our thinking and our desire to help people. Like I said, I struggled a long time dealing, particularly running a company and having hundreds of employees at one time. Sure. People used to drive me crazy. Absolutely. Particularly when I was younger and my temper was a lot shorter than it is. I didn't have a lot of patience. But even though I tried to get away from, I remember going about 2 years, I didn't want to deal with nobody. I don't want to deal with people. I'm just through with people. But for some reason, I'm still always drawn back to giving and looking out and trying to, you know what I mean? Absolutely. It's strange, but it is who you are. You are who you are. You know.
Hey, and I'm with you, George. So I have a tolerance for people. I can be in a conference all day, but it don't necessarily mean I want to go out with you that night.
We not. I'm going to the room. Inside joke. I said I'm going to the room. I agree. You need to quit, man. That's a pretty good one. Inside joke, guys. Inside joke. But I get you, man. Look, let's talk a little bit about one of these other streams, man. Sure. The bread routes. You have this bread route business. Talk to me, man. And how did you get here? I'm like, who does this? Talk.
So I never knew how much money was in bread. I'm gonna be honest with you. The opportunity I kind of came in by mistake. To be honest with you, my son, my middle boy or middle child, he took over my tax practice. Okay. He took over my tax practice, and so we do so well in taxes the first quarter of the year. Pretty much, he's done for the year. He's made his salary for the year in the first quarter. Gotcha. So, his being young at the time, he's 21 at the time, 21 or 22. His girlfriend at the time, now wife, says, "Hey, I have this friend that she has a bread route. You want to help her out? So he got into it, and he said, "Oh, Dad, this is all right." Mm-hmm. And he said, "I want to buy a bread route." I said, "Well, son, let's look into it." So we start looking into it. A lot of times, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Absolutely.
Right? So the opportunity came up for him to buy a route because we tried all other sources and it didn't happen, but it came to us.
Okay.
Opportunity came to him to buy a route. He said, "Yep, Dad, I want to buy it." I said, "Let's do it." He did it. 2 months later, he said, "Dad, another route came open." Now, because he on the inside.
Mm-hmm. He can see what it is.
He can see what's going on. He said, "Do you want to buy it?" Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So we jumped into it. November of 2019, next thing we know, pandemic hit. And our business just blew up. Crazy. As you all noticed, there was a shortage in bread, shortage in everything.
Every day of the week.
But guess what? The much bread we can get, we were sitting out there, and our business that's kind of.
So you have two routes now?
I have 2 routes. I had 3.
Okay.
Sold 1.
Okay.
So I'm at 2 right now.
Okay. Listen, real estate investing, bread route. Let's move to another business, guys. Let's move to the next business. Talk to me about this business you have called peer support. Talk to me.
So peer support is we work with people that has been incarcerated, that has substance abuse issues in the past, or have some type of mental health issues, or had. I always ask people, have anybody ever had trauma in their life?
Right.
Everybody raise a hand. Trauma is mental health, right? So based on that, you qualify to be a peer support specialist. Okay. And what does a peer support specialist do? We help people navigate around the city. We help them with housing. We help them with food. Help them with basic needs and learning how to navigate the system that have mental health challenges, that have substance use disorders, and all those things. So again, as you know, I'm a people person, so I relate to people, and being in that space allows you, whatever your past traumas or issues, it helps you to heal.
So let me ask you this: in this business for you, are you purely on the instruction side, or do you also have an agency that provides peer support specialists?
So for me, I'm purely on the instruction side. Okay. For me, I'm purely on the instruction side. Now, I do have people that's in my circle that own their own business, agencies, and things of that nature. But for me, right now, I get my joy from teaching. Okay. I don't want to handle the other part of it because I'm focused.
I got you.
Right?
So for that service, what's the pay? What's the pay source for that service? So
the pay source can be multiple things. Some can be insurance companies like United Health and things of that nature. Okay. Medicaid pays, or you can do private pay. Okay. All right. Okay. And here's the thing about mental health and substance use. There is not necessarily just one sector or people. Got you. You can be poor or you can be living in a mansion. I got you. And mental health and substance use can affect you anywhere on that spectrum. Got you. And people need help, whether they're sitting high on the hill or down in the valley. I got you. Since you do all of these things, I want to talk a little bit about challenges. Over the years, because you're a 25-year entrepreneur at least, almost 30. Well, I'm going to give you 30. I'll give you an entrepreneur earlier. But anyway, talk to me about some of the biggest challenges that you faced over this time period. I think that some of the biggest challenges is finding time for self and family. Talk to them now. All right. Listen, entrepreneurs. Yeah. Time for self. So you have to have balance. And one of the things that I teach in my class is about self-care. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. And a lot of times people feel that if I go do something for myself, I'm being selfish. No, you need that time for yourself. You know, there's something that we don't want. There's language that we call compassion fatigue. And what compassion fatigue is that we have so much compassion for other people that we tire ourselves. You forget yourself. We forget about ourselves. So one of the things that I have to focus on was making sure I spend more time with my family, balancing work-life balancing, right? the older I get, I'm trying to put things in place where it's automated, right? We want residual income. We want to do things once and have that source coming all the time. Because we want to do now is we don't want to work for the money. We want our money to work for us. And we should always be thinking like that. But it takes us some time for us to understand that concept, especially if you grew up in a rural town like myself, right, and I wasn't taught that.
Let me ask you this: with so many things going on, how do you stay organized, focused? How's your day chopped up? You know what I mean?
Wow.
How do you manage all that?
It takes it's a curse word, so I'm gonna keep it. It's a curse word. It's called discipline.
Oh, he cussing now. It's a curse word. I'm waiting for that. I'm like, what are you cussing about? So it's called discipline. It's
called discipline.
Okay.
And prioritizing. I have to make sure. Now, does it happen all the time like it should? Absolutely not, because life happens daily.
Absolutely. There's always something.
So I can plan all I want to do. I can make my day out. One thing I learned to do is write it in pencil, not pen.
Oh, so you can...
So I can erase it.
Just in case. Yeah. I got you.
So that's one of the things I do. I use my smartphone as far as calendar wise. I got a brand new IT guy that's going to be helping me.
I think he's helping a lot of people. I might know him too.
Kind of structure my day a little bit better, right. So we can do that automation like we need to. Okay. Because one of the things that's in my business that we have to do, we have to be able to follow up.
Gotcha. Definitely.
Yeah. Follow up is important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we can make connections all day, but if you never follow up on them, we have to be intentional about what we do.
Since we're all about entrepreneurship,
absolutely,
self-development, talk to me about some advice for new entrepreneurs, because there's always somebody ready to get in the game.
Absolutely.
Ready to go. Give them some advice.
For someone just starting out, one of the things I would tell you is believe in yourself. And what I'm finding out that a lot of entrepreneurs have great ideas, but they just don't believe they can do it. Mm-hmm. You need to be, it's not being arrogant, it's being confident. Mm-hmm. So I would tell them, be confident in who you are. Right? That's the number one thing, because here's the thing about entrepreneurship. You're going to hear no a whole lot.
Majority of the time.
Right? Mm-hmm. And my take on that, every time I hear a no, I'm that much closer to a yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what motivates me to keep going.
And I want y'all to catch that belief portion.
Absolutely.
Because what I found when I talk to most entrepreneurs, even though they're winning, some winning at high levels, that belief portion is always necessary. Because you're always being challenged. Because the biggest game is right here in the head.
Absolutely.
I don't care what business you're in. I'm telling you from experience, the biggest game is right here in the head. That mindset. And you got to keep the belief that I am the guy or I am the lady to fulfill this vision or this dream that I have. I'm the one to do it. If I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. It was given to me. But I got to keep that mind and that belief space right. I'm telling you, bro.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you.
And that's one of the, and I'm glad you said that, Jules, because one of the things that I teach is the entrepreneurship mindset. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. First thing, if I can deal with anything else, I want to make sure that you're thinking right. I want you to know what an entrepreneur actually thinks like. One thing I don't want you to compare your success to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Everybody's not.
Please cut Instagram off. Please look, cut it off. Everybody's not winning that you think are winning. No. A lot of those Lambos are rented. Okay, that's just facts. A lot of those Lamborghinis and Ferraris you guys see on these business pages, they're rented.
Yeah.
And I refuse to rent one right now. I drive a minivan, but they call me the minivan millionaire. That's my new moniker. Let's run with it.
I know that's right. So, again, belief in who you are, belief in, and also, here's another thing I would tell a brand new entrepreneur. I would tell them, Find somebody that's doing what you want to do.
Oh, stop right there. That's what you ever heard. You remember they used to do that on the radio? Stop right there. I was going to get to that. Talk to the audience about mentorship.
Absolutely. Good. I think mentorship is so important. I want to be in a space where I am appreciated. I'm celebrated. Right? Mm-hmm. That I want somebody to be able to not only do all those things, I want you to be able to share your scars with me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If everything is good, man, there's something wrong with that. Yeah. I want the bad time.
You ever run into those people where everything great?
Everything's great.
Bro, I ran into a guy, he's never lost any money in entrepreneurship. I'm like, bro, that's very rare.
Very rare.
He told me he's never lost any money.
I'm telling you.
Like, bro, you lost something.
You lost something. You might not lose money. You lost time.
You lost something, bro.
You lost something.
Yeah, that's a part of the process.
It is.
That's just nature. That's the nature of what we do. So that's a little bit on mentorship. Listen, guys, this is the Wealth 100 podcast, but it's built around our mastermind called the Wealth 100 Mastermind. I want you to go to the wealth100mastermind.com if you're interested in participating in our mastermind, wanting to grow yourself, grow your business. This is the place to be. Isaac is a member of our mastermind. I want you to talk a little bit about the Wealth 100 Mastermind.
Absolutely.
And the experience. Because how long have you been with us now?
Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4.
October. Was it October?
I would think it was
September.
October.
End of September.
So coming up, our next meeting will be a year.
That'll be a year for you. Man, that year went by quick. That year, I remember you came in the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to them a little bit about the Wealth 100 Mastermind and some of your experiences thus far.
Absolutely. So for me, it has been great. That's number one. George, I want to thank you for even opening up a space like this for entrepreneurs, for mentorship, for growth.
Thank you.
It's much needed, especially for our community. Mm-hmm. Right? I think it's definitely needed. The exposure. I think exposure is key. Having different facets of people in the room that you can connect with. Everybody may not connect with everybody, but somebody will connect with somebody.
Absolutely. All the time.
Right?
That's how it works. It just does at some point.
Yeah. So for me, the experience just being around people that's doing the same thing you're doing. A lot of times as entrepreneurs or people that are doing things on a higher level, people are always pulling at us every day. So if we don't get refilled, we will always be depleted. So the Wealth 100 is a refilling station.
You talking, man? The boy preaching today. The boy is preaching today. Come on. Fro said, come on now. He's preaching.
It's a filling station. Right? So you come in because you got the world pulling at you, got all these things pulling. Now it's time for you to get poured into, mm-hmm. right? We have the word. We do it. The word does it as well, mm-hmm. but it's nothing like fellowship.
Yes, sir.
And hearing the testimonies of others, right? Because we overcome from one another's testimonies.
That's it. That's facts.
Right? So the order to hear a brother that has gone through what he's gone through and to see where he is now and is willing to share that information with you.
That's a key point, right?
That's the key, right?
That's key. Sharing, not getting it for myself and running and hiding. Yeah.
And most people, if they really want it, they're going to be consistently calling to get that information, mm-hmm. if they want it. So it's not for everybody.
Absolutely not.
Right? But at the same time, it's for somebody.
Listen, I couldn't have said it any better. Listen, guys, wealth100.com. We're not doing ads, but we're doing ads right now. So that's an ad. Isaac just gave you an ad for the Wealth 100 Mastermind.
Absolutely.
Listen, if you're an entrepreneur, a professional, six-figure professional, and you're looking for something different, you're looking to get in a room around some peers, some people that are doing what you're doing, people that are not doing what you're doing, but I promise you the answer to what you've got going on is in that room.
It's in the room.
I want you to go to the wealth100.com, Check out our mastermind. If it's something that interests you, just send us an email and we'll get back to you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Listen, we want to thank Mr. Blount. We're going to close out today. I ain't going to run him all day long, so I know he got a whole lot to talk about. I want to thank you again, man. I thank you for being a member.
Yes.
First of all, I thank you for giving me your ear. And letting me pour into you, and I'm receiving from you also, sir.
Absolutely.
I thank you so much. We're going on to do great things. I already know it. You guys make me keep going, because sometimes I'm like, why are we doing this? You know how it is.
Yeah,
like, why are we doing this? You know, because sometimes you can just say, and I've said this before, Isaac, you don't have to be a part of this. You can go do what you do. You'll be all right. You're going to win. But it's still something about, I'm almost say it's almost like going to church, and y'all know what it is when you go to church. But sprinkle a little Jesus and business in it. Sprinkle a little business in it, guys. Sprinkle a little business in it, man. But we're gonna get out of here today. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Wealth 100 podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for tuning in to the Wealth 100 show. Today's show has been sponsored by the Wealth 100 Mastermind. If you're ready to join a tribe of winners, if you want to be a part of the best mastermind on the planet, go to thewealth100.com right now and apply. I need you to get into the room right now, guys. Let's go. Thewealth100.com.